Watching The Big Idea right here on Look Up TV. I am Nancy Nalima. Welcome to the program. Today on the show we are talking about the Matatu industry, surviving COVID-19, the pandemic that has been here since early last year. 1 year later, what is the progress? How is the industry adjusting? What are the challenges? And with me on set is Mary Mwangi, who is the owner and director of Double M Matatus. Karibu.
Asante sana.
Okay, so transport is a very essential part. It's a very essential industry, and the Matatu industry, to be specific, is one that is used by very many Kenyans who commute, especially day to day. And you know, Nairobi has over thousands and thousands of people who commute within the CBD on a daily basis. So then it is a very integral part of our economy as well. But now we've had the COVID-19 pandemic. So I just want you to take me through from the onset when COVID-19 first hit and the effects on the Matatu industry.
Thank you, Nelima. I can actually say before the onset of the COVID-19, the economy had been dwindling, and we were not left behind as an industry. But from March 2020, things got worse. In that, of course, when the issue of COVID was announced, the entire country went into panic. And since nobody knew for how long the pandemic would continue, some of us even shut down completely, shut business completely. So for quite some time, the crew members or people working within the industry, of course, we have drivers, conductors, mechanics, car wash, all those people we are rendered jobless.
Because the Matatu industry provides employment opportunities for so many groups of people.
Yeah, but now unfortunately we had to close shop for almost more than 3 months during the lockdown, and it was not easy. It was not easy. And when the lockdown was partially opened, we were made to do quite a number of things, including setting up hand wash stations within the stages, buying sanitizers. And of course, you cannot do that for so many, because of there was also the reduction on the flow of passengers. So it has not been easy. We've just literally been surviving. Just surviving.
Okay, so then you had to adjust
in many, many ways. And with time, the public were relaxed on the protocols, and you'll find that not many people will even want to don on their masks. So it is a huge task for the crew members, trying to remind everybody to put on their masks, sanitize, wash your hands. Some of the water containers that we had put on in the stages have been stolen. So you'll find people not taking things seriously. For anything that is public related would only succeed if there was that effort between the players and the consumers.
Okay.
When we are left on our own to make sure or to take care of everybody who is coming into a bus, it has been and will continue being a huge task.
And so for maybe customers who are walking in, for your drivers and conductors, do they make sure that the passengers have masks before they walk in?
We have insisted on that on daily basis. We keep on reminding them that. But unlike other places like the supermarkets, hospitals, even the smaller shops, you'll find that people have no respect for matatus. Like those other places. So if I ask you to put on your mask,
Like
before
people don't take
boarding,
it seriously.
you're not taking it seriously. Forgetting this is a place like, it's just like you enter a supermarket, a pharmacy,
Yeah.
even in a bus. Turn on your mask. You don't have to be reminded to do that.
True.
But most of the times that's what we have to contend with. Yeah.
Okay, so the Matatu sector, as the president gave a directive that it's going to carry, let's say, half capacity of what it used to carry. So how was that for you as a business owner?
It really disorganized us. At first we didn't know what to do. We thought we were supposed to remove the seats and maybe rearrange them. Then you hear from some quarters, no, just wait. So there was no clear direction. So the idea of doing half capacity or 60% did not go down well with us or with the business. And unfortunately, you still find some of the crew members carrying full capacity, but that money never gets to the owner. Because it is understood that we are still at 60% or 50%, so your money is the 50%. Anything else I correct on the way is mine as a conductor. But now, if there is that seriousness of prevention, or we are doing this.
Welcome back to The Big Idea here on Look Up TV. Today on the program we are talking about the Matatu industry surviving the COVID-19 pandemic. And we want you to engage with us. The SMS number is 20374. Talk to us. Are you a commuter? Do you use Matatus? Are you a Matatu owner? What are some of the challenges that you're experiencing during this COVID-19 period? And what are the possible solutions? With me on set is Mary Mwangi, who is the owner and director of Double M Matatus. Yes, and just before the break, we were talking about the challenges. So I want us to just expound a little bit on that, the challenges that the Matatu industry is facing. Because as we have said, it's an integral part of this economy because it employs a variety of people. You have said that you need mechanics, there are drivers, there are conductors, the car wash,
inspectors,
yes,
tire changers. The list is endless.
So what are highlight some of the big challenges that you are facing right now, and more so even during this time of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Of course, we start with production. And if you cannot have, if you cannot make money in any business, continuity sometimes is a bit difficult. But and this is a vehicle. Once a vehicle rolls its tires every day, chances are that you might It might call for a tire if it had to get a burst. It will call for change of brakes. It will call, you know. And by the end of the day, it must consume fuel. There is the lubricants, all that. So maintaining those buses these days is quite difficult. Very, very difficult. Then, of course, the passenger flow is a bit low. Like we have had many people working from the houses, others opting to even walk.
So these are some of those people are just coping and adjusting.
Yeah.
So if you can walk, then
you walk.
So be it. If you can save a few pennies,
yes,
why not?
Yes, yes. Because it is it is of course it relates with all other businesses. When schools open, the flow is high.
There's a boom in business.
It's a booming business. When schools close, there's no business. If you look at the markets, like even Wakurima market, where business is always very vibrant, Kikomba, Kamukunji, most business is closed. All these are customers who were being served by us. They are no longer in business. So, and having had so many units on the road, we are competing for the few that are remaining. So you'll find that some people are not even able to service their own facilities. So if you go to the auctioneers' yards, they are full of these buses being auctioned. When it comes to insurance companies, not willing, because I would say willing, to settle claims. The auctioneers behave like hawks. They come after our buses. You know, the challenges, I mean, there are so many challenges. And you see, for an auctioneer, it's easy to attach a bus than to go for the desks and tables in a insurance company's office. So, and here the government is with its policies, whereby the insured is exposed in the event an insurance company doesn't pay up a claim. The claimant can come after the insured.
Sure.
I find it not very, I don't know, what can I say, genuine.
So it doesn't really protect?
Because if I am uninsured, I should be protected. It's government policy that no vehicle should be on the road without an insurance.
Sure.
But
so then if you take that insurance then, and your claim is...
So I am paying this guy, I'm buying premiums, I'm paying claims. So what am I insuring against? So
then it becomes pretty pointless.
It's pointless. But we have nowhere to go to take our...
And then now the Matatus, now that you're talking about insurance, the Matatu, most people know areas where do not take your personal car. Ngara, some place in Jogoo Road.
Yeah, they will take the... it's because of Matatus.
Because of Matatus. Because they say that you can't compete with those...
Fight for your space!
They say you can't compete with those matatus. So when you're going
No.
Niangara, you know that you can be squeezed to the wall.
People have created monsters out of these young men. These are sons and daughters. These days, by the way, we have so many. And these are sons and daughters, sisters and brothers. They are not animals. Put them in their place.
But we have seen matatus changing lanes.
The other day, what did you see? The other day,
there's
this good lady, and I appreciate her. When we have this young guy, the matatu driver, knocking her car, and she's there, capturing. Gonga too. Gonga. Yeah.
And that man was really angry.
Which was good. Because, what did he get? Because
he was taken forth.
She fought for her right.
Sure.
Who said they own the road? The road belongs to all of us. So, you have to fight for your own comfort. I don't know. You cannot allow people to push you.
But we know matatu drivers are bullies on the road.
Because you allow them. You allow them.
You know, they don't mind getting dents at
because
the corners.
They don't own the bus. They don't own the bus. But if we had real good drivers, professional drivers, and this is something I felt that maybe we used to have NYS training good drivers, real good drivers. This should have been a resource place for drivers or even crew members. Let's talk of crew members. But now we don't. Sometimes we don't even know where they trained from. But so long as one has a driving license, a PSV license, I have no business denying them, unless I have a way of testing them. Because it's not enough for a driver to just flout a driving license or a PSV license.
Yeah, that doesn't guarantee.
I should also try and understand his skill.
Yes, true.
But there are people who do not have the experience that I have. So what happens? People have been made paupers. You get out there, take a loan, put a bus on the road, get a rogue driver. Tomorrow peleka gari kwa mtaro. He kills people. You are left now.
And now looking at the angry driver.
Yeah.
So are there ways in which maybe you provide
counseling?
Yes, just for their mental health? Because again, the road is a crazy place. They say you should assume that everyone is crazy apart from you.
Apart from you.
Because a lot of things happen on the roads.
Yeah.
A lot of traffic every day because two cars bumped into each other.
Congestion.
And there's a lot of congestion.
Yes.
So is there a way that you provide counseling or some sort of help to these drivers and conductors?
Unfortunately, now you see these are individual businesses. So what I do at my places could be different from what you do at your place. But like in our place, we are lucky. We have a place where by the end of the day, all the buses come back to the yard. And from there, I'll be able to meet the driver or the conductor.
Okay.
And if I feel that they need to come to the office tomorrow and not go not go on the road, we do that.
Okay.
And while we are there, we try to show them their mistakes, try to understand if there is anything they could be going through, and deal with it from there.
Okay.
If somebody continues, because you might find a driver who is prone to accidents, today this, tomorrow that. Believe me, it's not cheap, even for the owner.
Yeah.
It's not cheap at all. So what I would urge the SACCOs or the SACCO offices is to try and get close to these people, because they are human also.
Exactly.
As you're saying, it can be very frustrating on the road. You wake up in the morning, before you get your first trip, before you went your first trip, maybe you've been arrested, maybe, I don't know.
So there's a lot that goes on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just as we conclude, the government, do you think there's a way the government, any measures it can take to cushion Matatu owners and the Matatu industry generally, especially during this time of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, initially, they provided some, I would say, retro, just a bit of a few liters of sanitizers. I would say that because, like me, I think we got about 40 liters of sanitizers.
Okay.
That was early. But I would urge the government to allow us operate like we used to operate. Just observe the COVID protocols, as in wash your hands, sanitize, put on your mask. It's a short distance, but what I know is that Corona is real. We don't want to expose even our own crews. As I'm seated here, a former employee of ours succumbed yesterday.
Condolences.
So, and for some people, until you hear of somebody that you know,
you don't take it seriously.
Yeah, but it is serious.
Okay.
What I would urge the government is to treat us like any other, business. Let us have the respect that we deserve, because it's not easy. This is the one business where you have to wake up before everybody else, and then even maybe go to bed
after everybody else.
Right now we are suffering. There will be people in town still queuing, but because of the curfew hour, we can't go back for them. And when we are late, even closing business, we still have to counter officers out there. We have no badges. This is an essential service. I cannot understand why it was not rated among them.
Okay.
Because we have always thought it is an essential service.
Okay.
Yes.
And thank you so much for being part of this discussion.
Okay,
and at this point I will be bringing in... Welcome back, you're watching The Big Idea. Today we are talking about the Matatu industry surviving the COVID-19 pandemic. And on this remaining part of the interview, I will be engaging Gerald Nzoka, who is a Matatu tout, vehicles that ply the CBD to Huruma. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Okay, so how long have you been in the industry?
Roughly 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, COVID-19 came last year. It hit the economy as a whole and Matatu industry here. So tell us, when now COVID-19 was declared a pandemic, that even Matatus were made to carry half the capacity. How was the experience like for you?
Like it first paralyzed the industry. And also coming back to the normal, although we didn't make to bring it back to the normal, we also had some challenges. It becoming a pandemic and also the restrictions, we also had to do some extra work like putting on sanitizers and also talking to people about you should be having a mask while you are in the Matatu was also a challenge, because it was new and people didn't understand what's this. And also carrying the capacity, we had to increase the prices, you see. And also this one made us lose a lot of customers, because when it hit that high, it became expensive, and someone will decide instead of using the Matatu, he would rather wake up very early and walk. So that even to save the money.
Because everyone was hard hit with this pandemic.
Yeah, so, and also most of the people are not paid daily. So they had that they had kept for bus transport, you see. And when it goes high, it becomes twice.
Goes above the budget.
It becomes twice the budget, and so they decide to work to cope with this one first. So we lost a lot of them. Yeah.
And conductors of matatus, are you people wearing masks when you are in the matatus?
Of course, we are wearing masks because we're also cautious on who are we carrying. You see, maybe someone is a police officer. His intention came to spy on you, you know. And also we have like people who we carry mostly, we don't know where they work. So someone might also have the intention of pointing at you and then putting you as an example to the rest so that they can wear a mask. So when we wear a mask, we know you are safe. And also you are making the customers to be also safe, because when you are without a mask, some will see on TV you should have a mask, and you don't have a mask, you'll decide to go into another matatu because no one knows who is carrying the disease. So they decide to go with the one with the mask, and you are left there. So with the mask and the sanitizer, they feel safe. Yeah.
So are matatus still following the protocol and the guidelines that are given by the president, coming from the Ministry of Health?
Yeah.
So but there are sanitizers, and you ensure that people are wearing masks once they walk in.
Yeah, and also while they are inside.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and carrying half capacity. There are so many matatus on the road right now which are carrying full capacity. And when you try and ask, kwani hapa hakuna physical distancing, unaambiwa shuka.
Yeah, that happens.
So that is really happening.
It's really happening, but not all of them that are doing that. Like we are strictly on the government guidelines, because as a SACCO, there is also, we queue so that when that one finishes, it goes the next one. So when now people have reduced, we stay there for long. So when they carry 60%, when it hits exactly 60, he is forced to leave because the next one is still waiting. And also, yeah, it makes everyone feel safe and secure. And those people who are doing that, they are carrying full capacity, you'll find that the people, they are the ones forcing them to do so. But following the protocol, like from the SACCO itself, it strictly demands that you carry what the government says. Yeah.
Okay, so then your SACCO only follows the guidelines given by the government?
Yeah, they ensure that it's being followed. But you see, the people on the ground, it's just some. It's just, let's say, some. Because like where I usually am, there's no one who carries full capacity. Yeah.
Okay, so vehicles plying CBD, Huruma are pretty well behaved, that's what you say?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just go on the ground and we'll see for ourselves.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I hope you'll find me there.
Tukone kazini.
Yeah.
Following the guidelines.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the third wave is here.
Yeah.
So now more than ever, we should be able to protect ourselves and people that are around us.
Yeah. So that's what happens. Like, you can't just do what you want. You can't do what you don't want to someone else to do to you.
Okay.
So like when we are there now queuing, you can't also tell me that I carry 60% and you carry full and we agree.
True.
And when it goes to when you say you're going to the SACCO demands that the government says you carry 60, so we all have to carry 60.
And now, during this pandemic, how has maybe the SACCO that you work for protected you, I mean, cushioned you in a way during this time? Okay. You didn't lose your job?
Like there were 3 months that I stayed at home. Like, yeah, they were, some 3 months. But again, I came back and it's moving, although very slowly. The income sometimes it slows because, you see, there is a challenge, the police on the road. When they delay you there, then the squats you are supposed to carry, they will reduce and you'll go home with less, you see. So when people have become very less nowadays, so you have to stay there for long. Therefore, also what you go home with, it's very little.
It's very little.
Yeah.
And now that you mentioned police, there's all these hullabaloo about Matatu industry and the police. I was once in a Matatu and a driver gave something to the police. And so I asked him later, why do you give money and there's no fault? You know, you've not made any mistake. And he said that that is what they do, because next time you'll be caught in a mistake, then you won't have to, you know, you'll be taken forward, go to jail or something like that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I can say it's some kind of friendship. So that also you'll save time. You see, you will see like this person has done this and he has gone. Like you cannot stand there and start arguing the police for him standing, making you stand there for long. And also he won't be there like, do like this, give me this, because he knows you know what is supposed to be done. So when it has now become a routine.
So
when every person does it.
When you people put your matatus on the road, so the driver and the conductor, do you ensure that the car is well insured?
Yeah.
You don't have faulty lights?
Yeah.
Do you ensure all that?
Yeah, we ensure all that.
Okay, so and then why would the police still arrest you either way?
They will look for something else. Yeah, it's not even about, they will now put an eye on you. Instead, maybe you'll have something like someone steals like a side mirror or maybe a light, and you didn't notice that the light is not working, right? Like you are there as a conductor and you did not notice it, and you denied them, right? You denied them what you are supposed to do, and you go. While coming back, all of them will be on you. You will not know how they communicated. They will be on you.
So you'll be a target.
Yeah, you'll be now a target. Okay. So to avoid that, you have to do so.
So then the system has a lot of corruption.
Yeah, you can call it that,
okay.
But they don't see it as that.
Because we have seen the policewoman who was running away after they caught up with her taking a bribe before she was arrested. But now, if we know that there is corruption in this sector, the Matatu industry, so as conductors, as drivers, how long are you going to play along with it, or what is the action that you think you should be taking right now?
Like, you know, the actions start from above. You see, like the government. You know, like nowadays you go like the way the government wants us to go. Like in the government, you'll not find that the Matatu being taken that serious. It's being here just on the ground. Like, it's something that's questionable. What are you doing? I'm a Matatu and I'm taking people to different places.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a new thing to someone, like to the government. It's not taking it that seriously. So if it could have been taken that seriously, like you see the train sector and the plane sector, it would be better. Because we don't find people like we and the police meeting up that, and also find them on the roads like picking anything. You just find them like doing their work, like just there, see, doing their work, what they are supposed to do. Like now the corruption thing, I cannot call it corruption because it has become normal.
It's a way of life.
Yeah, it's normal.
Okay, I'm hoping the relevant authorities are watching this right now.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if it had been that corruption, you will be guilty, I'll be guilty doing it. So if you're not guilty...
So it's two-way.
Yeah.
So it is a whole system that needs to be cleansed.
Yeah. So if you are not guilty, you see, there is very hardship of stopping that. Yeah.
And now even during the pandemic just taught people new lessons. Knowing that you have one mainstream of income, but it could be taken away tomorrow. So what are some of the ways that you have adjusted?
In order to...
Because your mainstream of income could not be constant. And sometimes even in the Matatu industry, vehicles can be hired. Yeah. It's a very dynamic industry. So what are some of the things that you are doing just to adjust?
Okay, mostly you find that like when the vehicle has been hired, like most weekends the vehicle is hired, like different occasions. And like me, most weekends I'm free because the vehicle has been hired, and you can't stop that guy because the owner needs cash. And you cannot convince him when he sees that there's more cash in the other side.
True.
So you just have to remain at home, and at home is there now you find the influence of the other people. So you have to invent your own ways to get income on these weekends.
Okay.
Yeah, so even if you look for vibarua and get, it's okay, but when you lack, you just wait till the next week, maybe Monday, to start afresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as we conclude, what do you think the government can do to cushion the matatu industry, especially now with the COVID-19 pandemic that has greatly affected the matatu sector, given that you are carrying half capacity of passengers in your vehicles?
What I can tell the government is that we as the matatu sector, we are not different from those people in the trains or even planes. What people are doing here is what the same people are doing. They are like wearing masks, having sanitizer, but when it comes to carrying capacity, it differs. Why us that we carry 60% and they are carrying 100%? Why? Like, this is like you are making us fight with the people. While you are there, it is not affecting you. It is us who are with the people who are now. It's like you are creating an enmity between us and the people, and you are up there. Instead of helping us, you are there now separating us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being part of this